What's up, guys? Welcome to Liquidation Nation. Actually, I don't know why I'm calling it that. I just did that for fun on the thumbnail. Anyway, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining me today. We've got a lovely edition of BingX weekly live stream, as you can tell by me not wearing my BingX shirt today. I was too lazy to put it on, so sorry, BingX, but still give you a good shout out because we love BingX. Their exchange is awesome. I know most of you guys have used it. If you haven't tried it out, there's a link below if you want to check it out. But yeah, I mean, it's a solid exchange. I use it all the time. You see my P&L posts, mostly of losers because I'm a terrible trader, but that's beside the point. So anyway, you guys, let's check out the charts. We got some big things going on today. We got big pumping. Sorry, I was unplugging my mouse. I was charging. And I just stuttered the whole time. Gunnar got jokes today. I have no jokes. My jokes are terrible, you guys. They're the worst. So when I chart this kind of shit here, like this, it's kind of cool because I just flip, like, for visual sake, and if you're newer, like, it's really easy to get out of bias because price was below here, it was a resistance, and now price is above here, and now it's a support. So I can just flip it like this, and then it would be stupid to short here, right? Pretty fair. So if you are just, range trading or whatever, I could have caught a quick scalp short here. But then now that we're above, I would not want to short, right? People might be like, oh, well, look, maybe it's just a fake out. Okay, it might be, but I don't have confirmation of that. So if I'm shorting here, I'm shorting at support, which wouldn't make any sense. So, this is just a really good way for new traders, especially, to get rid of bias and be like, all right, well, this is green. I can't short here. That would be stupid. All right. As far as Adam goes, it's probably one of the biggest pumpers today or lately. I'm not really trying to short it at all. Here's high volume right here. There's a high volume breakout. So if, excuse me, if this did deviate below, though, and of course this would turn into red, right? Because price would be below. If this deviated below, you'd probably get a good risk to reward short here. It might not be, excuse me. I don't know why my voice is cracking today. It might not be like super straightforward. But I mean, you'd get something like this. So, and then you'd get like your trend, your diagonal trend here as well. You'd want to see a break of that even for more confirmation or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, the lunacy. Yeah. What the hell is going on with Luna? Oh, wait, hold on. What's going on with Luna C? Is this Luna C? Loon C? I don't know what the hell this is, you guys. I don't pay attention to shit. What's going on? What the hell is this? Is this like the new Luna? Or is this even the right? Am I even on like the right thing? It's on BitGet. Like, what is this crap? Is this what everyone's buying that's pumping like crazy? I mean, it doesn't look good now. This looks like it's topped now. Or topping out, like really high volume, kind of small candle at the top of a rally. It could be like a blow off the top. What the hell? Damn, what a pump, you guys. Look at this shit. This is a nice freaking looking pump. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful chart. You've got like your fake deviation down here, and as soon as this was reclaimed, that's where you could have bought. Luna, not Loon C. Oh, well, look at this shit. Why didn't nobody tell me to buy this? Luna Classic. Is this the wrong thing? Oh, Luna Classic. Is this what I'm supposed to be looking at? Oh, wait, it's the same thing. Or are you guys literally talking about Luna? Luna is the new version and is pumping. Oh. I'm so confused. Is Luna pumping too? What the hell? Holy tits. What is going on? Look at that. Jesus. This is ridiculous, you guys. That's funny. Look at that pump. That's all luck, though. You either just have to be slowly accumulating this and hoping and expecting that your investment is going to zero. But if it pumps, great. Otherwise, like, there's no way you could time this. Like, excuse me. There's very few people that were able to get in like the last day or two or like right before this pump and like actually predict it, because otherwise you're just guessing. So Both are pumping and going back and forth. This is crazy. But yeah, so that other chart though I showed you guys, that's a pretty good example of like a good buy, where you get this like really tight consolidation, and then price just drops here really quick, and it gets immediately bought back up. And that instant reversal usually ends up being a good buy opportunity. And we're kind of seeing that with Bitcoin right now, right? Look at Bitcoin. So we've got this consolidation, boop, and then now, I mean, everyone's been buying every freaking dip for I can't even figure out who, like, if anybody's made money the last month or two, because everyone's bought every single dip and everyone's been in profit this whole time, but they literally have bought every dip from like here, and they bought this dip, and then 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 they were in profit somehow, and then they bought this dip again, and they bought this dip again, and now we're all celebrating. I'm like, I'm just so confused. I'm so confused because nobody seems to, unless everyone's just buying every single dip and taking profit on any bounce, but I just can't figure out what's going on Twitter. So I've just been waiting for some signal, and now we finally have like a good potential bottom area here, and we should go much higher. Now, I mean, this is just a clear fake breakdown, right? But you had no idea that it was going to be that until it breaks up. There's absolutely, I mean, you're just guessing as you were guessing here and here and here and here and here and a million times, right? Like, we even had a bullish engulfing candle down here, which did nothing. So you could have tried to call a bottom there and it wouldn't have worked out. Now we have something that looks more like a clear bottoming to me. The only slight concern is we have increasing sell volume. But really, if you look locally, we actually have decreasing sell volume. If you guys see this right here, from here to here, we actually have decreasing sell volume on the way down, minus this one large fake out now. So these high volume areas usually become a really good area of interest. And you can see here, this is a very, very clean invalidation level now. And this is why I don't always try to catch bottoms, because I would have just gotten chopped a million times. Now I'm long on my stock portfolio, and we're looking really good today on stocks. Everything's nice and green right now. We'll talk about my positions here in a minute. And we'll kind of look at some charts to see what we can find for some setups and invalidations. But anyway, so this is just a clear invalidation now. So if I'm wrong about this being a local bottom, then I would lose some on getting stopped out. But I mean, pretty much you're looking at, like, if we get any kind of dip here, okay, you're looking at probably a stop loss below here, safer stop loss below here, and then you're looking at, maybe a 12% gain, maybe a little bit higher. This could go up and actually sweep these highs here. So it's tough to say how high we could go, but usually we at least go back to like the midline of these, if not the origin of these breakouts. And you see a really nice trend breakout here. OBV is looking really strong here. TopGoodX has been showing buy alerts on, like, TopGoodX has been bullish on low time frames for a while. You can see here the 2H gave a buy approaching. So TopGoodX has been showing bullish for a while, and it's hard to hold any positions in the opposite direction of TopGoodX. Even if, like, here, okay, it would have worked. But then you can see here again, it's bouncing. So even if you are holding positions against TopGoodX, it's not usually very long to be able to hold them. Atom, here we go again. It's trying to break down a little bit. It's just choppy because people are still buying because you don't quite have bearish invalidation yet. But we're getting back below this resistance now. So this is like tempting to short, but it just doesn't make any sense right now. It's really not worth shorting because it can still chop around and be kind of risky to short. So let's see what else we got. So let's go through. Let me just look at my stock positions anyway. Oh, wait, actually, I wanted to show you guys one thing on Bitcoin. So as far as gaining exposure last night, if I wasn't out at having a cigar with my buddy, I would have looked here. So you see this 4H here. Okay, this is this high volume breakdown here. Okay, high volume breakdown. That's obviously our key level to break. As soon as we closed above that, buy the dip. Okay, that's an easy buy the dip. Momentum play. I will buy these kind of breakdowns, or if it's inverted, I will short these kind of breakdowns all the time. They're very high hit rate, very clean invalidation, probably like a 65 to 70% hit rate on those. So that's great. And you're going to take that probability all the time. So if you got that, this would have been basically the momentum trade. It would have been basically long anything here. Probably a stop loss. I would probably gone below that wick. Oh, shoot. This is a short. Wait, am I inverted? No. Okay. Let's see. So you would have longed here. Probably stop loss below this wick, maybe. Maybe a little bit tighter, though. Like below there, you know. It's always, I usually go to lower time frames for that. And then my target would have just been this EMA. So, well, sorry, it's not an EMA, it's an SMA. So 5%, 1% risk, 1.5% risk, 5% reward. That's a great risk to reward. And we're Gucci with that. And you guys, I recommend if you're going to take trades, draw them out with that tool because it gives you a really good visual of your risk reward and you can actually see it like out in front of you and be like, okay, that's a 1.5% risk. I need to adjust my position size accordingly because sometimes you enter a position and then you're like, oh, there's my invalidation. All right, like you enter position and you're like, oh, actually, I like my invalidation down here. And you're like, oh, shit, I went too big because I'm double my risk or whatever, right? So anytime you can visualize that, it's a lot better, all right? Do I think this is the start of a new bull cycle? I have no idea. It's the start of a daily time frame potential local bottom. We're technically just in a lower range. As far as like new bull cycle, we'd probably have to go to monthly chart. If we want to go through new bull cycle right now, we need to get back above our EMAs for me. Okay, we need to get back above these EMAs. As you can see here, this was very bullish. We were in a bull cycle. Below EMAs, bear trend. So it's pretty simple. Everyone's going to have their own criteria, okay? But for me to be bullish, I want to see a reclaim of this. So if next month or this month we just reclaim this, I'd say, all right, we're going to go back to new all-time high or at least like this area, okay? If that's reclaimed. If not, then no. We could still go lower, and that's how I play it, you guys. Until I have confirmation. I have a one-day confirmation now to be locally bullish, and that's how I play it. So this is my one-day confirmation to be locally bullish above this breakout. And I long stocks today, which are doing well. We'll look to shave some profits throughout the day. But yeah. Somebody said, I'm short right now for a scalp. Stops are above the recent wicks. Risks managed, so if I lose both trades, I'm still green from the last win. Bam. There you go. That's exactly how to do it. You should be able to lose 2, 3, however many trades. You should be able to lose a few trades and still be in profit overall because, your winners are bigger than your losers. So that's great. Sounds like you've got a nice little system there. So good job. All right, let's take a look at my stock positions, which are all up a little bit. We've got DNMR, which really, I don't have like a surefire setup on this other than we're at support. And we got a really nice lower wick here. Pretty much no sell volume. We see declining sell volume on the way down. Right, lots of declining sell volume here. If we go to the weekly, you'll see it as well. Declining sell volume. So we definitely want to get above this level here. Kind of like reclaim this breakdown. It's really low volume breakdown. But otherwise, this is why I got in, because I'm basically seeing a trend reversal candle or a potential trend reversal candle right here. Market was looking bullish. So hopped in expecting some buyers to step in. We maybe have like a morning star type pattern-ish here. So now I can manage my risk by having a tight stop loss, and if I get stopped out, I won't be too mad about it. But usually this thing kind of likes, you can see here, when this thing starts to pump a little bit and find a bottom, it likes to go hard. So good little position here, just off this candlestick pattern, basically. And we've just tapped resistance today, you can see. This is our first resistance. So now if we go to lower time frames, we've got a nice strong 1H candle on high volume. We've got Top Gun X showing a buy alert. Yeah, so we're trying to, you see this really high volume breakdown here too. We've already reclaimed that. So we're looking decent here. BANF. I trade my stocks usually on TD Ameritrade for those that are asking. Show us the cat and dogs. The dog always show us the cat. The dog always gets all the attention. I don't know where my cat is, you guys. He's like running around here a minute ago, but yeah, I don't know. My cat thinks he's a dog. So anyway, so here's my other stock position, or one of my other ones. Basically just kind of looking like, not really quite a diamond here, but it's kind of giving me diamond vibes. All right, we've got this trend reversal candle down here. If we go to like the 2 or the 4H, got a nice bullish candle here. And the 4H is holding key support, all right, really well. And so that was basically my criteria. I got in, I think, at like 98-ish. So we're up almost 1% now. And daily's looking solid too. I mean, we had some really high sell volume here, okay? And down into that support area I talked about. And we kind of just stalled here for a few days. Nice lower wicks, almost like a double bottom type deal. And we're looking good. So now I think we could get a bounce back up into the space here. We've got our first resistance right here. And then really not much resistance until this next EMA. So risk to reward here looks great. You know, I got in at like 98-ish, a little bit around there. I don't know. But anyway, so we're looking at like, at this point, pretty tight stop loss. I had my stop below the lows initially, but I think I would probably tighten it now. And then I've got my target here at about 5% or a little bit. I think I got a little bit better entry, but anyway. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there. We've got special K, Kellogg's. All right, this one's almost a target already. And I've already taken some profit. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a little bit more profit here on this baby. Hold on. Take another 20%. Just because we're stalling a little bit. All right. Okay, so this one was pretty straightforward. So we had some high sell volume here on the daily yesterday. We had a really nice lower wick. So I'm like, well, we had a nice lower wick. Buyers came in and bought. So maybe we're a little bullish here. And then I go to the weekly chart. And you can see on the weekly, we were right at, when I took my entry, we were literally right at this EMA. So my cat's up there upstairs showing off. He's like meowing. He heard you guys. Drink some water. I'm drinking, you guys. Okay. So we're at EMA support. And I was like, well, I might as well have a go. And like I said, the rest of the market was looking pretty bullish. Special K here, Kellogg's, was just dipping on low sell volume. So pretty quick, pretty easy entry, tight invalidation, and we've got some follow through now. So looking nice there. I already took about 40% profit on this because it's kind of just more of a quick scalp trade anyway, quick intraday trade. Nice lower wick. Maybe like a breakout here. Bam! So that's looking good. And that's where we're at. So those are my trades for now. MN SEF, this is just one that I've been holding on to for like accumulating on and off. Like I was accumulating and then it started to break down and I closed and then it got back above. So I just started accumulating again. But this one looks really nice. We've got a ton of volume coming in. This thing just feels like eventually it's just going to be like a little blip down here. And this is just going to go. Okay, I don't really know if it's going to go that high, but even I would take like previous all-time high. But anyway, so that's what I've just been accumulating. Looks like DNMR is trying to bounce here, which is great. Yeah, look at the excuse me. Look at the 15-minute chart, you guys. I mean, we're above the SMA now. We're consolidating. So that's looking pretty nice there. Any stocks on my watch list? So this is kind of a short list I had for a watch list. I need to reorganize it. Nothing, like, I kind of like GMVD here. Some medical thing. I haven't bought this. They have earnings soon. This might be one to look at. I never got back into PE, NMF, or any uranium stocks. I kept missing my entries. So uranium is on my watch list high, but I feel like I'm just going to miss out on that. But all uranium stocks look good. Peloton, I was waiting for literally any dip today to try to snag some of this, and I got nothing. So that's unfortunate because it's up 12% today. Dang. Look at that. What a nice pump. Yeah, man, I looked at that at 9.25 and I was like, if this goes down to like $9, I'll probably buy. Like even it was like 9.07. I was like, if it goes back down to 9.07, I'll pick some up, and it never did. This one's been interesting. BLNK, I have no idea what this is. But I've been kind of watching. Oh, here's my cat, you guys. He's going nuts. He's crazy. Hi, buddy. You're so fat. You're so fat. This is my cat. He thinks he's a dog. He's actually begging to go outside right now. And he's just going nuts because he's not getting attention. He's just like running around the house meowing. Cat hair. So that's my cat. He's big. I got him and my dog at the same time when they're both like 8 weeks old. So my cat just like goes outside during the day with my dog and like thinks he's a dog. And yeah, he uses the bathroom outside and everything. He's like literally a dog. It's kind of cool, but he'll like chew on sticks outside and stuff. It's so funny. But he's huge. He was like a barn cat. He came from my friend's farm. Nice fat cat. Yeah, he's like Garfield, you guys. He's really not that fat though. He's just huge. Like he hasn't even gained weight in like 2 years. Like he's maintaining. He's just a big old guy. So anyway, that's my cat. Welcome to the show. Yeah, good thing I didn't short Adam because look at this. Bam, we didn't have confirmation. And honestly, you guys, this is something that sometimes I go in phases. Like sometimes I'm really patient, and then sometimes I'm just like, oh, I just want to take this freaking trade, so I'm gonna take it. But anyway, like we didn't have confirmation. We had no short set up. Excuse me. Jeez, I don't know why my voice is cracky. Maybe it's from the cigar last night. But anyway, but I had no short confirmation here. Like the key is to like wait for setups. Like if you just want to short because you want to short, or you want to long because you want to long, there's no reason to find a different setup where you actually have something to base off of. And the only setup right now that we have on this, from short standpoint, would be shorting a potential breakdown here. That's the only thing we could do. That's the only actionable cause. Otherwise, you sit and watch. So there's not really any setups on anything right now at these levels. You're not going to have a long setup on this hive at a level. Like maybe if this broke up, you would get a long setup, okay? And this is actually kind of looking like a bullish pattern. So see how this is nice ascending triangle. Which is a bullish pattern. Well, not on this time frame, but on this time frame, this is an ascending triangle. And look at OBVs actually breaking up, and we have a lot of buyer volume coming in here. So there's potential that this just goes higher. It's not guaranteed, but that would wreck a lot of shorters because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are loading up on shorts right here on this evening star pattern. Because this is not actually technically, I wouldn't call this an evening star because it's not at the top. And you guys get what I mean by that? Like, if the evening star was here, I would say that's an evening star, but it's actually here, so it's not really at the top. Like, I want to see price go up and then turn into an evening star, but what this does is it goes up and it kind of goes sideways and then has an evening star here, so that's not really at the top for me. Like, that's just in chop. So for me personally, I would not be looking to short this. It could actually break out, and if it broke out, technically you'd get a quick little scalperino, and what would happen is like the target would be, this would be a lame target. Like it's probably not even worth the while. Like you'd have to do something like this. You'd basically just be longing a sweep of the highs, and then what would happen though is it could continue. You could trail your stop loss. You could just take profit, which is what I would do. But then what happens is, let's say that breaks out and it goes to target, and then it's a fake out. Bam, now you would have a short setup. Otherwise, there's no setup for a short right now. If this breaks down, you'd have a potential short setup, okay? But for now, there's no short setup, so don't short. That's the gist of it. Let's look at BA. Okay, have you guys BAMF? Do you guys want to know what a BAMF is? BAMF? That's what I think of. This is like from like high school. People used to say that. I'm a badass motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? BAMF. So that's what I think of every time I look at this. But anyway, it looks like we're bouncing a little bit. I'm up 1% now on this one. This one's moving really nice. This is my largest position too, so that's good to see. Yeah, this is looking good. And look, you guys, we got the retest of our EMA on the weekly too. So it's not out of the question that we could get a bounce to at least this gap, if not a little bit higher. And since this is my largest position, I'll probably look to shave some profit eventually on the way up. But you can see a nice little base forming here. And we've got probably a pretty clear invalidation at this point too, right? There's another chart I wanted to compare this to that has like a similar bottoming, but I can't remember what it was. So we're not going to compare it. Nah, man, that's from the 80s. Oh, it's from the 80s. I'm from the 80s. I was born in the 80s. That's right. I'm an old man. Um, anyway, you guys, what else should we look at? Oh, let me get the stretch in here. Yep. Can't wait to get back into my office, you guys. I'm so close. Also, you guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having fun. Hope I'm not too boring. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do. I really appreciate it. Click that little subscribe button. That would be cool. You can give me a thumbs up if you want to. That's really nice too, but it's not, I don't know what it does. So if you do, that's great. Thanks. I appreciate you. I think, are we breaking up here? Are we breaking up? Not you. We're not breaking up. I mean, Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin breaking up here? I'm not breaking up with you guys. I will be here. I'm not going to leave you. I'm from the 90s, reaching my 30s. Oh, man, you guys. Once you hit 30, you just, your body just goes to shit. It just breaks down. So that's what you have to look forward to, especially for men. Like, once you hit 30, like, your testosterone levels drop, and then you just become mush. Your belly... You lose that testosterone boost and you get a belly. That's what happens. Thanks for joining me in. Been watching the old educational videos. Thanks for watching those. I actually need to make another educational video like ASAP, like after this live stream's over. So I'll try to get that made and posted today if I can. Oh, I have cat hair stuck on my face. That's what happens when I hold my cat. His hair gets stuck in like my beard and my mustache. And then it tickles my face. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I need to make more educational videos. I can see it floating around now. And if you guys ever have suggestions, feel free to post them, like anywhere, in comments, to videos, or whatever. Like, I will take your suggestions all day, every day, for new video content and for topics you guys want me to cover. Because I want to get you guys as much free content as I can. All educational for you guys. So, let's see. I want to talk about, this is kind of funny. Well, it's not funny. But I want to show you guys this. Like, okay, don't look at my comment. That was a mean comment. Let's just skip that. Let's skip that comment. Okay, so I started with 135K and ended up at 60. I put the 60 in staking and turned it into 0. You guys, this is just some stupid stuff. Like, is Bitcoin breaking up? Is it breaking? Oh. Wait, hold on. ADD mode. We got to look at the 30. Okay, there's our chart that we're looking at right now. Trying to break. Okay. Anyway. Like, these people, you guys, like you got to protect your money, you guys. Like, I bet $135,000 is more than this guy's yearly salary. Maybe not. And I'm not trying to be rude, but so many people like these people like probably wouldn't buy like a car as an investment. Like, they put all this money into crypto and they lose it all, and it's like more money than they're ever going to see again or whatever. Like, and again, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, maybe that's not very much money to this person, but like, oh, you guys, crypto, it's so easy to lose your money. It's so easy to lose your money trading if you don't have risk management. It's so easy to lose your money if you're putting into stupid shit. I actually do have a video of like fund management or fund allocation or something that talks about like high risk nature of things. Like, there's low risk and there's high risk things, and like, you shouldn't be putting a lot of money in high risk areas. Like, even Celsius and Voyager and that kind of stuff. Like, my financial advisor, I was talking about, I was like, all this stuff's coming up and it's 15% yield, and I'm like, that sounds awesome. Let's throw 6 figures into one of these and watch it grow, right? And then I was talking to my financial advisor. He's like, do you trust these platforms? I'm like, no, not really, actually. I was like, do I have any reason to trust them? No. And he's like, so do we want to, we got a little breakout here. So he's like, so do we want to put money in there and have it be at risk? Do you want to throw a tiny bit of money in there just for the hell of it, see what happens? Or do you want to just stay away from that risk with large amounts of money and do something else with it that's maybe not going to give as good returns, but it's going to be lower risk? We decided to do lower returns elsewhere, and it ended up being the right idea, the right decision, right? Like, it's just, crypto is freaking crazy, you guys. You can lose your money anywhere at any time. You can click on the wrong link and your MetaMask gets hacked and all this kind of shit. So it's like, you gotta be smart with your money, you guys. Like, just don't lose it all, because the other thing is too, eventually you're going to get like 100x. Like, it happens to everyone eventually. You're going to get like a random 100x, and if you have some money left over and you have like enough to allocate it to different places, then eventually you're going to have a big winner. And if you're in crypto long enough, you'll make money if you're not stupid and lose all your money in 5 minutes. Yes. I got burned with Voyager. Only had $700, but still lesson learned. Well, hopefully $700 wasn't a lot. And kudos to you for not, over risking and putting all your money into one basket. And that's the other thing too, guys. Like, I love BingX, and I will, I've been working with them for years now, and I think they're great. But I still spread my funds out between multiple exchanges. It just makes sense to do that. It's good to have multiple hard wallets. It's good to have multiple, like, just everything multiples, because in stocks, I feel pretty comfortable having like all my money on one account, right? Because it's like if somebody tried to steal it, it'd be pretty hard and they would go to jail. But with crypto, it's like just fair game, okay? So we got to be smart. We got to be like, we just have to consider our risk, because the last thing you want to do is lose your shit for money. And what a lot of people do is they actually start with like 60K, they go up to 135K, they never take profit at all, and then it goes back to zero. And then they're really kicking themselves. So you got to take profits at some point, you guys. That's the whole reason we're here in crypto, is to make money and take profit. And we kind of get greedy and forget about that at times. But I can guarantee you, anybody that's taken profit on anything in the last year is feeling good about it, right? So you just always have to be aware that your money can be gone in no time. So I like to take profits diligently, and half the time, sometimes I take profits too early, but I just don't care anymore. I've just gotten to the point where it's like, that money in my bank feels a lot better than the money sitting on an exchange. Potentially going to be worth money, potentially be worth less. I don't know. Like, it's just a guess, right? So I like the sure thing at this point, and I take the profit when I have it. Especially, if I'm feeling greedy or feeling emotional or whatever, like, then that's usually a good sign. So, yeah, I know somebody that had millions on Voyager, so they're not doing so well right now. It's tough. Yeah, a lot of people lost money on Luna too, and that's kind of not really a sore topic, but let me see. I'll show you guys something, and this is literally why I'm here on Twitter, you guys. Like, hold on, I can't search over here, can I? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something if I can find it. And I'm not trying, this isn't going to be like a mean post, but let's see. When did all this Luna... Hey, that's a good quote. Somebody said, you're not really killing it at trading unless you're always complaining about taking profit too early. I mean, that's not a bad quote. But it depends. Like, if you're just taking profit because you don't know how to trade, and you're just like, oh, like, you should be letting a lot of your trades run to their target or very close to their target. But I mean, that is agreeable. And honestly, the times I do best at trading is when I'm taking profit. Okay, I'm trying to find this. Hold on. I can't remember the name of the account that I was talking to, so I've got to try to search it a different way. Here it is. Okay. So this is it. So people have been saying the risk reward on Luna has been good since $20. The risk on a bottomless asset is always 99% negative, regardless of how low you buy in. So this is a very good lesson for people. I know some of you felt that lesson. Sorry that you had to learn it the hard way. Luna back to 80 cents. But like that is just the truth of the situation. And then, so this is what Rand Newer said. And again, this isn't trying to call him out. This is just me being like, this is why I'm on Twitter, is because I want to teach you guys things like this, because that was not the best risk reward trade ever. Like, this is the best risk reward trade I've seen in a long time. There is a chance that it goes to zero, but if it doesn't, you may pick up tokens at crazy prices. Okay, so this is, and again, it's not about him who said it. Like, it's not about calling him out. It's literally just talking about the situation and saying, okay, somebody says, there is a chance this goes to zero, but this is the best risk to reward. Okay, so if it could go to zero, that is not a good risk to reward. Your reward is zero. Your risk is, like, that's not a good risk to reward, right? Like, if something has the ability to go to zero, That's not a good risk reward. So that, like, it was just a bottomless asset. There was no reason for it to bounce. It never bounced, right, until like way lower. And I actually posted a video on how to trade these bottoms and wait for some confirmation on bottoms. And not only that, I think I posted on Twitter, and we got like a 200 or 300% profit on Luna, really, really, really low on a quick trade out over like an hour or two, like on a quick, very quick trade. But it wasn't like an investment. It wasn't, whatever. But basically, so then I think, so here was my response, I think, which it might have gotten deleted. So yeah, like, so this is just educational for you. Like, this is why I'm here. So yeah, I mean, this was my response, but he says deleted the tweet. But a chance that it goes to zero, best risk reward trade I've seen. How is that a good risk reward? And then I felt bad. I posted this at 80 cents, like way later, but apparently he lost a lot of money in there. So it's like, again, it's not making fun or talking down on anybody. It's literally just saying, like, this is why I'm on Twitter, and this is why I can maintain my money in the markets, because I'm just very risk conscious, you guys. I'm like, I don't want to lose money. And of course I lose money on trades, but like, I can't be putting all this risk out there. I'm not going to risk 6 figures on like a random meme coin that could go to zero in 5 seconds. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Sure, I'll risk $1,000 on a random meme coin, and if it does a 5x, great, I made $5,000. But if it goes to zero, I'm not out a lot of money, and that's more likely than not. And if you do like 5 of those shitty meme coins, and you do like $1,000 3 times, and they all go 5x, and then you go, oh, I'm going to throw $50,000 in here and make $250K right away. And then that's the one that's going to nuke to zero, and you're going to be out all this money. So it's just about keeping consistent position sizes. On the higher risk areas, you go smaller. Leverage, you go smaller. Spot, you can go a little bit bigger, and things like that. So have I bought any NFTs lately? I have not at all. I haven't touched NFTs in so long. I got in on the craze back last year in like spring, where everyone, like, anything and everything was just pumping, and you could buy something and it would like 2 or 3x immediately, even if it was cheap. You get like a 0.1 ETH dog, and you can sell it for 0.3 ETH the next day. And if you bought a shit ton of those, you can make good money. Let's see what else. Literally sold my whole entire portfolio when you posted the top chart. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, I kind of did it different this time. I sold on the bounce, like, because I know BinX gave that sell approaching alert at 30K the first time. People always ask me this. This is what I did. So, like, I mean, I didn't play it perfectly, but I'm happy with how I played it, because this is when we had max exposure. Right? When we broke this trend line was when we had max exposure. And actually, it was up here. And this isn't the best chart for it. But once we broke this trend line, we had max exposure, trigger. So we started accumulating down here. And then this is where we really just started to buy and hold shit. Altcoins especially. Okay, but anyway. So we got this weekly sell approaching alert on BinX here. And I'm like, all right, we're going to bounce. And then you sell the bounce, right? So I started just slowly laddering out up towards like 30K and 40K, or sorry, up towards like 40K. And then I had my invalidation at like 52K. So my average exit was probably around like 41K or 40K or something like that. Like, I don't know, because I was just averaging out. But then, I got out a lot, and then we broke 52K. And I said, if we break this 52K, we're going to moon to new all-time high, and it's going to be quick. And we literally got this moon in a couple weeks or whatever, I don't remember how quick it was, but we got this really quick moon. And then I was like, all right, well, that felt good. And then we started to drop, and I think my invalidation was like 65K. And at that point I was like, all right, well, top's in, see ya. And then I just got out again and chilled. And I took a lot of profit out. I took a lot of money off exchanges and just kind of sat there for a while, and was like, well, I don't know what to do now. So, I mean, I think people give me shit because I was like bearish down here, but it's like, well, yeah, I was bearish on a bounce. I was dead cat bounce, and my invalidation, like, I was pretty confident we'd bounce to at least like 40 something K. 52K was my line. Then I knew that this was the BinX, like, bull trap. So, I mean, did I play it perfectly? No, I missed like 10% in here, 20% in here. But I caught a good part of the move, and I probably did better than a lot of people. So, You know, like I'm happy with what I did, so that's ultimately all that matters is that I'm happy with how I played it. So you can't ever please everyone, right? So, oh, Bitcoin's really trying to hold this breakout here, you guys. Look at this boring price action, man. Boring. So, let's see what we got for comments here. Yeah, and bearish engulfing candle. Yeah, I mean literally thanks Top Gun X for that sell alert, because that gave me like the absolute perfect fibs. Like, draw our fibs here, and Top Gun X says the 0.786 fib is the key, and we rejected there the first time. And then once we broke over that, it's like very high likelihood that we go to the 1.337. And that is very likely to be the top, and it happened perfectly. And then vice versa, alternatively, we had the opposite with Top Gun X here on Litecoin. We had Top Gun X alert here, buy the dip, right? Buy approaching on the weekly. Draw your fibs. And it says the 0.786 fib is going to be your first buy area to look at. But it just nuked right through, so you're not going to buy that. Okay, 0.786 fib. You're likely going to go down to the 1.337, which we just front ran, unfortunately, because I had a lot of bids down here. Instead, I ended up getting in the 30s. So, missed out a little bit. But anyway, this is where I started accumulating on this hold. And then once we broke back above the 0.786 fib, we're, feeling good about it. But that's how Top Gun X works. So, it worked great for a couple scenarios, and I'm happy. And now we're kind of just watching again. I mean, we don't have any bottom confirmation or big trend breakout right now, other than, that daily confirmation we talked about. So just kind of chill. If I miss out on some moves, I miss out on some moves. You guys, like, I'm not the best in the world, and I'm not going to catch every move all the time. So it's just about trying to catch and I'm never going to catch the exact bottom or top. So it's just about trying to catch a big chunk of the move, right? Like, even if you miss this whole move down here and you got in here, you still caught a pretty sick move. And even if you exited up here, like, you still caught a brunt of that move. And that's the whole goal, you guys. And what too many people focus on is trying to catch the bottom. They try to catch the bottom here. They try to catch the bottom here or whatever. And they shake themselves out so much that they miss a big part of the move. So I like to just wait for everyone to get shaken out. And then once everyone's shaken out, I go, okay, I feel pretty comfortable now. I'll catch a big chunk of the move. I don't know where we're going to reject. I'm happy to get out here and call it good, right? So yeah, that's how I always feel. Less emotional stress, trying to catch the bottom. And yeah, so let's see. Boring. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you. It's very nice of you. Thanks for joining, you guys. What else should we talk about? I got a few minutes left. Oh, damn, we have 115 people on. That's nice. That's pretty solid, you guys. Thanks for joining. Should we look at some altcoins or some shit like that? I don't know. Definitely the biggest shit of shit. But here's a DOGE. Here's DOGE. All right, we're seeing the same thing here as Bitcoin, right? So if this reclaims, bam, we've got some stops to run here. And if I was going to run a trade on this, I'd wait for daily close, maybe try to catch a quick little dip. And I can maybe do like a 10% reward, 3% risk on a trade here. Excuse me. Somebody asked about Top Gun X blue and yellow zones. These are just zones that we measured out. And I don't know how to explain them, but basically, price out of the yellow zone means bullish momentum, and price above the blue. I don't know. I have videos for it, you guys. It's honestly too hard for me to explain on a quick video of how to use Top Gun X, but yeah, those zones are all calculated, and they kind of go they work really well for trends and different parts of the trend. So you can see this is why we didn't short Bitcoin, you guys. And everyone thinks I'm a mega bear, but honestly, half the time what happens is I just short something and I close on the dip, and I'm not going to re-enter a long right after I close a short, because I just don't like to flip positions like that. If I just enter a long, I'm not going to look to short. I'm just going to sit out for a little bit. But anyway, but I only short if there's a setup. So if there's a pump, then I can look to find a short setup. But, we didn't have a short setup here, and we're breaking out now. And so people shorting this shit are getting, clobbered right now. Not clobbered, but Yeah. All right, see people asking for Pyre. PYR. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to the weekly. Well, this looks a lot like Looks, actually. I think Looks is at the bottom of my thing here. Yeah, so these look the exact same. So if you're looking at Pyre, you're gonna be looking at Looks too. They both look pretty good. OBV's looking strong. This could be a higher low, right? So you've got your low here, and then a higher low. So that's your clear and validation, and we've got a breakdown retest. Got some nice volume coming in. OBV's, showing a nice little spike there. So clear and validation there. We have a lot of buy volume here. All right. Bullish engulfing candle down here and a retest yesterday. So this one looks pretty good. I'm not sure where I would buy at if I wasn't already in. We're seeing some high volume 4H rejections here. But overall, look at this 4H reclaim. So as long as price stays above 350 something, 360, then you're bullish. Excuse me. But yeah, it's looking the same as Looks. And man, my team I have that portfolio tracker. I don't know if you guys all know about that. If you want to join it, it's $20 a month in my it's in my Twitter bio. But my team killed it. My team got in longs down at I don't know how they picked this out, but they got in longs down at 19 something, like 19K, I think, or 19,200. I don't know. My team got into longs down here on our team's portfolio, so we're up nice on them. I'm pretty impressed. I think they got in Mana yesterday too, or 2 days ago, and everything's up great. So now we've got confirmation, and we're gonna just look to add exposure on dips. So kudos to my team. Well done, well played to get in some early longs. I didn't know what to expect, and I was waiting for literally this confirmation. So we have our breakdown. We've got multiple breakdowns or breakouts here, and we're looking good. So we might not even get lower than 20,500. But if we get below 20,500, that's probably a pretty good zone to buy. But it might even just right here, even if we get a pullback at all. But if we get a pullback to 20,500, almost spilled my drink. That might be a good area to get some buys in. So add some exposure. Yeah, I think that's right. Somebody said that our portfolio took 25% profit now. So take 25% profit. Maybe we can add back a little bit if we get a dip. Now let's check. Is Bitcoin rejecting here? Nope. So remember what we talked about though. We have no short set up here. Oh, look at Adam rejecting a little bit. Just a little bit. Still have no short set up. We are seeing some declining buy volume. So if this breaks up here, which I guess it is right now, if this breaks up here and sells off, then we would maybe get a short setup, right? Down to this probably support. Or actually, this would be our first target, would be like the EMA, 22 EMA, that red one. But maybe a little bit lower, and you're going to have that would end up being a trend breakdown too. So it could very well even go to that $20,500 area that we talked about. But you don't want to go big here. It's pretty risky. So, and of course you don't, oh shit, cramp. I'm cramping. Oh, I had soccer game last night. I've been cramping ever since. Oh, got me good. Imagine, what if you guys what if I entered 100x short and then I cramped and fell over and then I got liquidated. It just launched up. That'd be funny. Oh man, that was a good cramp. So Bitcoin breaking out, kind of like we talked about. So if anybody was ballsy and took a little long scalp, you're in a little bit of profit there. But yeah, there's a little breakout. There's our little breakout here. Good old cramps, you guys. Woo! Hamstring cramps are the worst. They are the worst. Man, what is going on with this BANF? Why is it dumping? Everything's dumping. Dumpy. Everything's kind of pulling back a little bit here. Netflix pulling back a little bit. Shop is holding pretty strong. I really wanted to short Shop earlier, but I didn't have a good setup. I still don't really. It's just kind of choppy. It's a chop shop. Yeah, BANF is kind of nuking. Not really nuking, but I was up 1%. Now I'm only up 0.25, so that's not very cool. Anyway, let's look at Bitcoin. So this is what I would be watching for is a short setup up here if we get it. But I wouldn't short unless there's a breakdown, obviously. Okay. So that's kind of what you guys want to watch. It doesn't look like we're going to get that set up here on stream. And honestly, it would make kind of sense at this point. And the target for that breakout would be above here. So it would make more sense if it... And it could actually... It could just pump and go. And that's why it's risky to short without any confirmation. So you really want to wait and see if it breaks down from this breakout here. Eat bananas, low potassium. Yeah, I actually need to go to the grocery store. I know you guys, thanks. Yeah, I just need to go to the grocery store. I don't have any bananas right now, but I usually have like one banana a day. But no, I'll be all right. I literally just have been doing a lot of exercising this week and doing like a lot of I started a new workout routine and stuff. So yeah, I'm good. I ran a lot last night in my soccer game. So in my football match, I mean. So I'll be all right. I appreciate you guys. I also didn't drink much water last night or this morning, so that's my fault as well. But thanks for all your concern, you guys. I appreciate you. You're so nice. Somebody said top BinX buy signal on the Bitcoin 1H, but it didn't go anywhere near revisiting the 0.786 fib. Yeah, sometimes you're just not going to get that, unfortunately. Sometimes it's just not as clean. You don't get your touches, and not every signal is going to work out perfectly, so you kind of just have to either use other TA to be like, all right, I think we're going to take off here and we already have a breakout, or you just miss that one and you wait for the next one. So anyway, but anyway, guys, I do have to take off. I'm going to make a video, I think, today for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for joining me today. I'll do another live stream next week. And yeah, hopefully I'll be in my office soon so I can get back to business. But I'll catch you guys later. Watch for that potential short setup, but again, you don't want to just short this pump here until you have like an actual breakdown, right? So play it safe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. And yeah, hopefully I'll be in my office soon so I can get back to business. But I'll catch you guys later. Watch for that potential short setup, but again, you don't want to just short this pump here until you have like an actual breakdown, right? So play it safe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.